Well, you guys are desperate for good what ifs. You guys just smashed my like button. It's broken now. It keeps going up. My subscriber count keeps going up too. I don't know why. And you guys seem to like the first what if. So I'll do a new one. I'll I'll finish. I'll do another episode of What If Deku Got Cheated on next week. But this week I'll do What If Deku was in the zombie apocalypse. Warning, 18 plus. I said it in the first video. I do 18 plus mostly. So yeah. Viewer viewer discretion is advised. Let's start off with Deku. He is an only child of Inko. Inko, she a slut. She never wanted kids. Somehow she ended up pregnant. Um, Inko never expected to have kids, so it was too late when she wanted to get an abortion. So she gave birth to our main character Izuku, which she thought about giving up to her adoption, but eh, too much paperwork, too much hard work, and also he might come in useful. That's what she thinks. Well, for most of Izuku's life, he was treated like a servant. Do do this, do that, do a bunch of chores, clean the laundry, doing house chores for Rinko. He's a good cook. He's a good clean. He can do pretty much anything now. He's handy. Uh, he likes zombie movies. Inko does give him 20, 30s to $50. Depends on how good he does in his job. But most of the time she doesn't even care what he does. She doesn't even care if he does care. She does care if he was taken because, who's gonna do my shit? So, yeah. And school, people know his quirk is monstrosity, which allow him to change it to this tall, not the size of as tall as a bus. He's as tall as a bus in this monster form. Um, he's as strong as All Might in this form. He can specifically choose body parts in which he can change his arms, which give him strength, his legs, which give him as he's faster than Ida with superior burst, however you call it. He's as fast as Flash when he's using his legs. He can't go back in time, or you know. Um, he does speak in broken language when he's in monster form, but he still keeps his senses. Um, so yeah, people people are afraid of him thanks to that because he's scary. In monster form, he's scary. People actually try to bully him. He can fight back. He learned some. He with the money he gained from Inko, he took martial arts classes. He he's about 18. Yeah, all of them are 18 in this what if. So he went to a gun range. He got guns. He knows how to use pistols, rifles, shotguns, every other weapon you can imagine. Not the big ones, but not like bazookas or something. So yeah, so he can use guns, but mostly he likes using blades, especially this, which Izuku custom made since he rather like since he doesn't have like a job, he decided to work as a smith maker, a weapon maker, you know? He makes weapons for he smelts metal, he forges, which like company know like a bunch of company know him as the metal master because he's gotten really good with the hammer, so he brings in money. Inko mostly takes the money, gives him less, takes like 90% of his money, gives him 10-20%, not almost nothing, because greedy bitch. Yeah, the Yayorozus, and a bunch of big name companies like his metal, he can refine it to a certain degree. While he's in monster form, he somehow he has the ability to somehow in enhance and make it even durable with his lays out smoke out of his hand if you want, which make it pretty dense, and only him in monster form can bend it and forge it, which they call him the Monster Smith because of that. Everybody likes him. He brings a lot of money. They have his own. He has his own house and all of that. Let's go into the zombies now. The zombies outbreak starts off in which um one for all. My boy, one for all was like, I'm bored. And he calls out his doctor from the anime, which he's like, if you none of you seen the anime, please leave. There's a lot of spoilers in this what if which he says, yes, all for one. Which he says, doctor, I wondered, can we make a Nomu that can take away quirks permanently or for a while? It is possible, sir, but we need a quirk erasing. I think I got one. He brings out the name Aizawa. If you guys don't know who that is, Eraserhead. But I'm pretty sure all of you know. So he brings out the name Eraserhead, the eraser hero. I would gladly give you his quirk for this experiment. Which, after a while, instead of taking it, they thought, no, let's copy it. We don't want to. He might come in handy later on, just in case we fail. Which, good thing they did, because after they infused them with the quirk. Sorry if you guys hear background noise. That's my brother. Which they fucked up somehow. The Monomu just died. The doctor's like, what? This isn't right. He turned around to try and calculate stuff. While he was doing that, the Nomu suddenly stood up, 1 feet out the chair and the other as well. He stood up, didn't crawl, but slowly went to the doctor, and then chomp. Boy's head was gone. Plopped on the floor. All for one came, saw the His body was rotting faster than you can see it. And there was a lot of normals in there. All for one, like, oh no. He was weak, so him and Korogiri left fast. They they left. The normal tried to attack All for One. That didn't go well. Then after All for One escaped, the normal, yeah, he went after the other normals, bit them. They came to life as zombies. Zombie normals. They're like the first zombies. So they mutated pretty quick. They are now mutant normals. They can use their quirks, which that's dangerous. Then the main normal, the one that started it, died. It 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 it's it started like growing flowers around the body. Then the flowers started giving away spores, which went on the air and, you guessed it, started going to others. People, not infecting them, but taking away their quirks. Yup. Except for Deku, which somehow, oh yeah, before that, all zombie nomus bit people, killed them. Like, then the zombie outbreak started with that. Deku, while he's forging, hears the radio because he has to keep him entertained while he's forging, right? Well, they're like, shh, the emergency broadcast. There's been monsters rampaging around the city. Don't get bitten. I repeat, do not get bitten. They infect you, and they're uh, it cuts. No, Deku, he stops. He's like, wait, what? What's going on? He hits the radio. Nothing happened. He switched to another station. They say the same thing, but they're like, but before they died, they said, go to UA. Instead of teaching how to beat villains, they're gonna teach you how to beat these monsters, zombies, whatever they are. And cut. They died. Deku. Deku. He rushed. He packed a bunch of weapons. Some of his, actually, before, like, he went outside, and he has an ability called Mystic Space, which allows him to store anything, an abundance of stuff. Which that's where he keeps his materials and stuff. He puts away his whole shack, which he built himself. He put that whole thing away. Then he went to his the house, the main house, which he started packing a bunch of canned food and stuff. Inka was out playing with her body, slutting around, which Deku didn't give a shit about because she deserves it. So he packed the food. He packed his. He called his. He called his sword Shashamaru. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but he calls it Shashamaru, which, he grabs Shashamaru, puts it in its sheath, then he goes outside, sees a bunch of zombies. He changes his legs into his monster form, which he jumps on the roof. He does know parkour because it comes in handy with his skills, which he parkours, tries to go to UA. A bunch of cement walls are closing in, which Cementos is making. before Deku could even pass it, Bakugo was right in front with a goddamn devilish grin. He said, "Heh, like I'll let you in." He made the biggest explosion he could muster, blew Deku out of the air, slammed him into a wall, and said, "Ha! Enjoy being eat zombie chow, loser." He went back in, and the walls closed. He had a mini radio on him. It said, "If you are outside the walls, please do not try to come in. We will have to use violence if you do. I repeat, do not go in or by force." Which Deku said, "Fuck." He he jumped on a tall building. Said, "Fucking Bakugo, I'll get my revenge for this shit." Which he leaves. He he finds a lot of metal with cars and stuff. He makes not he makes certain like gloves for his monster form, which he has armor on him right now in human form, but every time he switches to monster, the armor takes the shape to fit him, because he's technically naked while in monster form, which Izuku don't like. So he created clothes for his monster form. Um. So let's skip a few, like 4 years. Everything is going to hell outside the walls of UA. They expanded it, but and created a civilization. There's other camps and other stuff, but people mostly live in UA City. They call it UA City. Um. While he's doing that, he's questioning, why the fuck is there a, like, um he sees a girl with a goddamn sword bigger than her body, pointing it at a guy with a crow mask. Which, to be honest, this is actually no, this is not Eri. Not yet. He sees a girl. She's surrounded by zombies. So Deku says, yeah, no. He was gonna leave before he heard someone say, "Ha ha ha, enjoy your time, loser." Which he recognized that damn voice really, really well. He turned around, sees Bakugo on a bike saying, "Hasta la vista, shrimp." He left into a crevice which got filled automatically by Cementos. Cementos didn't get his quirk erased. Everyone else did, specifically some people. It's not all of them. So yeah, Cementos kept his power, so that's why they can expand so well. She was about to eat by zombies. Deku blocked it with his hand. The zombie bit him instead, which it doesn't affect him in monster form. He grabs the zombie by the head and crushes it. Then one of his Izuku's ability in monster form is teleportation, which helps him get around a lot. But the drawback is he gets tired. Um, so yeah, and he can run really, really fast. I said that already. So yeah, he teleports, gets her out of there, and he says, uh, "Are you okay?" Which in the girl's point of view, she only heard like broken out language that she's like, uh, what? She confused, and Deku's like, oh yeah, I forgot. They can't understand me. Which he changes. He says, sorry. Uh, are you okay? She says, yes. Um, and this is her. And he asks, what's your name? Which the girl responds, Ava. Ava. Ava was alone. She told him her parents tried to feed her to the zombies, which backfired on them. Ava has um a wolf quirk, which allows her to shift into a wolf whenever she needs, whenever the time strikes her. So she turned into a wolf pup and ran, but she can't stay in her wolf form for long. If not, uh, she has to wait for a 24-hour time period to turn back to human, because it's like a lock system. You stay into your wolf form for long, you will turn into a human. You will stay there for 24 hours. You have to wait another day to switch back, which Ava did do it in Zombie Apocalypse. Spent a whole day in wolf form. She didn't do it much, only once in a while. Deku, he's surprised, so he adopts her. He says, "Wanna come?" Which she replies, "Yeah." Um, Ava and Deku spent 2 years together. 2 years together. Which in that time, she got so attached to Deku, she calls him Dad. Deku was kind of surprised and flustered. He's like, wait, Dad? Yeah, you're like a dad. But Deku's like, okay, I don't mind. While they were out scavenging, they find a girl. And now this is Eri getting changed by a bunch of guys and a guy with a mask. He said, and a bunch of zombies. Overhaul just throws her at the zombies, which Deku no like. He says, Ava, get the girl. I get the guy. I get the zombies. Ava just turns into a wolf. She got more control over it now. She can lock herself in wolf form whenever she needs. So she gets Eri. Ava is actually like 7, and I'm at the same age as Eri. She's 7. Both of them are 7. Um, Deku's like, he uses one of his new skills called Ender uh Ender Shift, which allow him to shift his hands in into weapons. Uh, which that comes in handy too, because he can use this Shizamaru whenever he wants, but most of the time Ava uses that. So yeah, he's fine with it. So Overhaul stops, says, "Thanks. Can I have her back?" Which Deku responds in broken language. Ha 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 ha. Fuck no. Finders keepers, bitch. Which he's like, what? Which he changes back with his legs and hands in monster form, saying, "Did you not? Oh, sorry about that." But as I was saying, finders keepers, bitch, in a sarcastic but meaningful way. Overhaul was pissed. He's like, "You fucking ass," which he was gonna touch Deku, which Deku just like appeared on the other side. Every one of the goddamn members of Overhaul's gang just one by one falls with their head rolls, and Overhaul with a oh no face says, "You," and then plop. His head was chopped off before he can end that sentence. Eri was surprised. She's like, "You killed him." He said, and Deku said, "Survival of the fittest, kid. What's your name?" She says, "Eri," which she's like, "Nice name." "This is Ava," which she turns back. She says, "Hi, I'm Ava. And I'm Deku." Which, after another year, a time skip, they become family. Um, they find a scouting party, mostly consisted of Bakugo, um, Momo, uh, Kirishima, and this girl, which had a similar quirk like Deku. That her quirk allows her to change you to two specific monsters, which were her hell bunny, and her zombie wolf, which she had to eat the flesh of a zombie wolf and of the flesh of the corrupted zombie wolf, and had what had to eat the heart of a nightmare rabbit or a hell rabbit to be able to shift into them. Which that's you guys can guess the ship by now. Uh, Deku he Deku and Ava are both pissed. Um, Aries like, is he that guy? With a fucking big ass angry look at both of their faces, says, "Yes." They jump and block the way. Ava grew. Ava is at the same size as this, which they are like half the size of a bus. Keep that in mind. Ava's half of the size of a bus with this monster. With her wolf. She's technically the size of a dire wolf. Which that's technically half the size of Deku in monster form. They stopped the bus. The bus, which Katsuki is like, "Wait, loser? What? How are you still alive? Which they said, none of your fucking business. Which he looked at them saying, give us the goddamn Bakugo and all of you guys can live. We only want the motherfucker that left us for dead. Which they gladly pushed him out of the bus, which he said, what the fuck is that for? They all said, we all know what you did. We saw it. You thought we were dumb enough to leave you alone? They pull out a tablet. Momo pulls out a tablet saying, this is what you did. They show a recording of, yep, him leaving Ava to the zombies. They said, I think it's time for you to be fed to something that isn't the zombies. Which he pulls out a gun and shoots Deku and Ava. Ava was about to get shot, which Deku just like, nah, blocks it. He can harden his skin and plus the armor. He's like, that's not gonna let you off easy, boy. He teleports, grabs the gun, takes it out of his hand, breaks that said hand, and says, I think I'm gonna keep you alive. So they start beating him. And they put him on the bus, they said, take us to UA City. Which they gladly did because they were strong. They survived for this long. Might as well, right? He still has his hands in monster form. He doesn't trust them too well. Ava and Eri are like on next to him. Like Eri is on the right, Ava is on the left, and Ava still has her claws out. They don't trust him. So, yeah. Which this girl says, "What's your quirk? Seems familiar. It seems less like mine." Which Deku says, "Monstrosity." And yours? She says, monstrous copy, which she changes into the hell bunny. Says, this is one of my transformations. It allows me to change into monsters I've eaten, which, lo and behold, it's one of them. The monsters appeared after the normal bit of a dog, which turned into the zombie wolves, and they spread it around, turning animals, and so on and so forth. Oh, and this phoenix is Ares' egg. She has an egg, which they don't know what it is. Which that's gonna be the egg, which hatches right in the bus, and it's on fire. It doesn't burn Ares, which they're surprised. Deku was kind of freaking out. Which a firebird come out saying with chirping, with Eri having those eyes saying, can we keep it? Which Deku said might come in handy. Might as well. So they keep the phoenix, which Eri names Sensen. I don't know, Sensen. Which Deku says, I didn't catch your name. What was it? Which she says, my name is Violet. Violet Shemadora. There you go, Shemadora. She says that he's like, I'm Izuku Midoriya. These are my two daughters, which he doesn't stutter and says just with a straight face. These are my daughters, Eri, Midoriya, and Ava Midoriya. Which Baku was like, you never had daughters, you fucking. Which Deku threw a goddamn wrench at this nigga's head like, shut up, Bakugo. I just adopted them in the apocalypse. Which everyone's like, having a family in the apocalypse? They must be strong must be chill like this. Okay? Which that was Karashima that said that. And which after he said, but though that's manly as hell. So I'm gonna leave this. Well, after they entered UA City, which I'm gonna leave it off at that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I started a lot. I know I revised a lot. But I'm not good at this. But I might get good at this in the future. I hope you guys are with me to the end. Guys, leave us like, subscribe. You can always unsubscribe later. And like my motto says, the channel grows with the community. And I would love for all of you to the community to give me some ideas for the channel and what I should do. Corruptic out. Corruptic link out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.